Get a load of this urinal cake. Or as my friends across the pond like to call him, petulant dillywinkle. Roll it!
Pain surrogate. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. That is a very spectacular introduction. I look forward to our conversation.
Oh boy, so do I. This is gonna be good.
That reminds people of many of the things you've done. Now, I set aside time for this interview, so we'll get to the campaign news, the running mates. My first question to you, though, is about this clash over the future. Many see Project 2025 as a guide to Trump's second term.
It's a shitstorm, you asshole, you prick. You're a weasel, you know that? What? This is a ghoul. This is a ghoul. The antithesis of anything good. Continue.
Advisory board includes your organization.
I was with President Trump for all 4 years at the White
He's not the president anymore, you ghoul.
House in the West Wing, as you mentioned, but I also was with him in 2015, in 2016, and have continued to be in all 4 years since then.
Nobody gives a shit. Wow, what's that saying? That you're a parasitic ghoul.
So you will not find a guest who has more authority to stay.
He's actually bragging about this.
Categorically.
You're a gutter rat, is what you are.
The Project 2025 has absolutely nothing to do with the past, present, or future President Trump and President...
Bullshit. Bullshit, you asshole. Yeah, look at what the Supreme Court has done. It's already here, you fucking parasite.
Trump alone will make his own policies. My organization is not on the board.
Bullshit. Bullshit. You're a fucking weasel is what you are.
Project 2025.
This is a malignant sack of cancer. Continue, you mole cricket.
I've never advised or consulted it.
I just want to say as well, in fairness, the photo there, which shows you working with Heritage, and the book is in the room. And so...
Yeah, uh-huh. You fucking weasel.
What do you say to people who see that history and think there was a link?
Look at you, and look at that. The fuck is wrong with you, you goddamn skull?
And now it is being walked away from because of the content of the controversy.
That's what a pussy does. That's what a pussy does. He gets scared and he runs away.
Those plans.
Again, you've given me this great platform because I suspect that, and I say this with sincerity, it's not intended to be a trollish comment. I suspect...
You are a fucking troll. Anything you say is a trollish comment because you're a fucking troll. You're an ogre.
That a lot of people who watch your show, who watch other shows on this network, have been bombarded with a lot of...
Wait. Don't change the subject. You've been busted. You've been busted.
About Project 2025. So it's actually a great opportunity for me to say, Project 2025 has absolutely nothing whatsoever...
Bullshit! You're there in a video for it. The fuck is wrong with you?
...ever to do with the Trump campaign, a future...
Bullshit! It's the whole platform. It's your whole platform. He's on that shit 312 times.
Transition, a future Trump administration. You showed that clip there.
You're a fucking jack-off is what you are.
I was asked to record an advice video for young students, which I did, about how to be ethical, upright, hardworking young staffer.
Yeah. Right there. The fuck is wrong with you?
Nothing to do with what books or whatever they put in the background of my shot. That was the beginning, the middle, the end.
Okay.
And I have publicly disavowed Project 2025, as has...
Bullshit!
President Trump and everybody else.
Very interesting. A couple more questions on the policies, and then I want to turn to immigration.
Look at that! This is a fucking ghoul, a weasel. He sharpens his fucking fangs.
The background. You've just said that. The former president said that, as I mentioned. There are issues where we see a kind of overlap. Here's Project 2025 on abolishing the Department of Education, which would be a big move.
As if this idiot needs the education department abolished. He's a fucking onion. Continue.
The Republican platform says, quote, we're going to close the Department of Education. And so that, as you can imagine, has people thinking there's something similar. Project 20...
You dumb motherfucker. You dumb motherfucker, you.
25 talks about a top-to-bottom overhaul of the FBI and what are seen as changes or potential loyalty tests for those staff. That's something that, as you know, President Trump has talked about and you've talked about. I want to play you, this was as recent as February, making, again, similar point. Take a listen at CPAC. You have to write laws to actually go after the enemy. Big, broad, neutral laws will be used to crush us. It will be used to obliterate us.
This is a fucking weasel.
The law so it protects.
This is Hermann Goering. This is Hitler's Hermann Goering. This is a pile of shit. Little Joseph Goebbels here.
Your friends and harms the bad guys. Otherwise,
and harms the bad guy. You fucking weasel, you.
You're handing them a sword to run right through you.
That was pathetic.
Write the law for your friends and against your perceived opponents. And one more example, and then I'll give you time to respond. On abortion, a big issue. 2025 talks about cracking down on these abortion drugs, prohibiting abortion travel, even potentially prosecuting distribution. The current Republican platform talks about using the 14th Amendment to try to enshrine this sort of life test, as they call it, that would do similar things. So on all the above, you can see the overlap.
It's not going to happen, you dumb motherfucker. It's not. It's not. Look at this little fucking weasel. This panty wipe. This is a fucking weak, pathetic coward of a punk.
Taking into account what you said, which I want to report accurately, you said no involvement in 25. What do you say to all of those overlaps?
Well, first of all, the clip that you just showed of me there, which, by the way, it's a great video, so thanks for sharing it. I was actually talking about a law in Florida in which I suspect you and I were on the same side. It was a law that would have severely restricted free speech and free communication in Florida. And
Bullshit, you fucking weasel, you. You're a weasel. Continue.
Heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Oh! This fucking weasel wants to close the Department of Education as if he thinks he's gonna start indoctrinating our children with his goddamn Nazi shit. Fuck you. Not gonna happen.
Ronald Reagan was the first one who called for closing the Department of Education. So this has been a pretty mainstream Republican plank for
bullshit.
Longer than I've been alive. Longer than even you've been alive. I think we're pretty similar in age, but longer than both of us have been alive. So
you fucking weasel.
This is a very fundamental plank of the Republican Party, closing the Department of Education and shifting it all back to the states.
Bullshit. You want to close it down to fucking make Hitler Youth, you asshole.
Heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Oh!
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
So much better to hear it without any filter in between.
Uh-huh.
There will be no national abortion ban under a Trump administration.
Bull fucking shit, you moron. Continue.
There will not be a national ban on abortion.
Bull fucking shit. All right? Then why did they overturn Roe v. Wade? All they did was open up a scab. That was settled law, you fucking prick.
Be left up to the voters in the several states.
Why? Why do we have to go through this mental masturbation again, you fucking asshole?
So if you live in Rhode Island, your state legislature...
Fuck you, you liar.
And your governor will decide the laws based upon your input. Or a ballot referendum. You live in Ohio or Kansas.
And so Donald Trump...
This is a fucking idiot, is what this is. What a fucking ghoulish weasel.
Extent that 25 or members of Congress, who, as you know, some Republican members of Congress, and you used to work in Congress as well, have said that. You're saying no to that.
No. And I will say one more thing, which is an important point. Again, talking about my long history with President Trump. It's important to remember, Ari, that when President Trump first ran in 2015...
He's not the president. He's not the president, and he's a decrepit sack of shit pedo, okay? You dumb motherfucker. This is Chester the molester, is what this asshole is. It's fucking creep. Makes me want to take a bath after I listen to him. Fucking weasel.
It was a takeover of the Republican Party from established interests that had been running it for a very long time. And if we had longer than we do today, and I don't mean this...
We. The fuck is wrong with you?
Clearly, I mean, if we actually sat down, me and you, for, 45, 60 minutes, we would find common ground.
No, you wouldn't. No, you fucking weasel, you.
On President Trump's criticism of the Pentagon and the war machine. We'd find
What does that have to do with abortion? you fucking idiot.
On the ground than President Trump's criticism of how trade deals have been written.
Yeah, right, yeah. He fired an $8 trillion hole in the deficit, and we had the largest deficit in decades with China. With his fucking stupidity. Yeah.
Decades, NAFTA, Korea. We would find common ground, certainly China's entry into the WTO and the normalization of trade relations with China. We would find common ground on concerns about how foreign guest worker programs have basically decimated
Bullshit, you asshole.
organized labor in this country.
Bullshit, you asshole.
We would find a lot of common ground on those issues.
Okay, well, you mentioned-
I'm saying all this is that when you talk about what
No one gives a shit about your common ground. No one gives a shit about that.
Republicans have to say. What I'm saying to you is that President Trump is sui generis.
He's not the president, you weasel.
He is President Trump.
He's not the president. He's a fucking pedo of a weasel, okay? Yeah.
He has his own agenda that is his.
Yeah. Stay out of jail because he's a goddamn fraud of a deadbeat of a functionally illiterate imbecile.
Is alone. And I know you're smiling because you know that it's true. President Trump.
What?
Jump in. I'm only smiling because lawyers love to use.
Yeah, he's only smiling because you're ridiculous. You're fucking ridiculous.
Latin to complexify a point. Sui generis meaning.
Yeah, enough of the generous, you asshole. Continue.
Fine. Let me show you immigration because that's been one of your big issues, and you serve in the White House and you push a lot.
Separate kids from their families, you fucking disgusting weasel, you.
Plans that, as you know, are controversial. Now we have the comparison of the Trump years to Biden and the larger context. And immigration is a real issue, obviously, for many countries, and especially.
Ari, this is a parasite, a skin tag, a malignant melanoma, a weasel. That's what he is, period. You can't level with him, Ari. Sorry. This is a fucking scumbag.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Oh!
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.